All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Detrimental Kindness series. I'm Jason Johnson, your host. Our guest today is Jesse Holmes. He helps those in business. Jesse, welcome to the interview. I'm so excited to have you today. Could you tell the audience who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Jesse Holmes. I've been in business ever since I was 16 years old. So I've been 20 years in business. And right now I am helping coaches who are struggling with lead generation, help them get more high-paying clients without ads, sales funnels, or cold outreach. So that's my business coaching program I'm working on right now.
Love it, man. It's such an important role that you have because building a business is not necessarily, I'd say it's simple, but not easy.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I grew up in a family. We had a family and still do have a family business. So I know all about that. So that work that you do is very helpful. It saves people time, energy, and money
That's right. That's right.
as well. So good work, man. So what we talk about on this episode is detrimental kindness. So I'll start by asking you, Jesse, when you hear the phrase detrimental kindness, what
Hmm.
comes to mind?
When I hear the phrase detrimental kindness, what comes to mind is a person who is almost like I hate to say it, but almost like a doormat. They are so welcoming and so open and so, giving to others, but in a way that people just walk all over them. And so it's not a very, fair relationship. There's not a good give and take. It's not mutually beneficial. It is here, let me lay down for you. You wipe your feet, you walk all over me. And in fact, it's detrimental kindness doesn't only affect, myself, but affects the other person because they think they can just walk all over. It enables those type of people to continually, use others for their kindness.
You said a word that really resonated with me, and well, a phrase. You said that it's not fair. And that's exactly what it feels like, someone who's been on, the inside of detrimental kindness. How does this show up in your profession, like when you're working with business owners and business people? How does detrimental kindness show up there?
Detrimental kindness for me showed up the most when I wasn't clear and strong on the value and help that I could have for other people and who I could help. When I was trying to be all things to every single person, I found myself saying yes to too many things, burning myself out, and really, again, not being of mutual value to the other person either. But when I got clearer on my value, how I can help others, and who I can help, I was able to say yes to the right things and no to the wrong things a lot easier.
Yeah, I love that. It's having integrity with yourself, because we have been, I'd say, programmed a lot of times in our society to be selfless. And I always make it clear every time I speak that I am not the anti kindness Nazi. I'm not telling people to not be nice. We need to be kind to each other, but we also need to include that kindness in ourselves. And sometimes it is saying no. And a lot of people have discomfort when it
Mm.
to saying no, even in business. I've had to say no to business opportunities because they weren't aligned, the numbers weren't right. There was that part of me, I cannot lie, that wanted to say yes,
Mm.
just to
Mm.
see, like, oh, this might turn out to be something great. But
Mm.
I learned to follow my intuition a little bit better. So, how does this pattern keep people stuck in business?
It's a reflection. If it gets them stuck in business, it's getting them stuck in other areas of their life as well. I believe it's just a reflection of how they are really treating themselves, and it's reflecting on how others treat them because people will only respect you as much as you respect yourself. And the more you understand, you know, what the more you can respect yourself, the more people treat you better, and you can actually grow and go from detrimental kindness to, you know, uh, beneficial kindness to both parties when it's just clear in, in how you hold yourself, how you your beliefs, your integrity, like you mentioned. Um, so that's one of the things I would say for sure.
I love that you said that because, like, we give off whatever you want to call it vibes, but we're also
Mhm.
being an example and a model to others about
Mhm.
how we should be treated based on how we are treating ourselves.
Mhm.
And if we're not taking care of ourselves, if we're not including ourselves in this benefit that you talked about, then we're really doing, I say, a disservice to
Mhm.
ourselves. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Where do you think this pattern originates? Like, where does it come from? Where does someone start to even learn something like detrimental kindness?
Mm. It's the fear of offending people, fear of hurting other people, fear of how people are going to react, fear of how people think of me. Uh, it's fear of other people's opinions, um, and it's just trying to err on the side of it's honestly comes from, I think it comes from an a good place, uh, but I think it goes too far in the other direction. Like I would prefer someone be too kind than completely opposite side where they're too abrasive and too mean and harsh and just completely narcissistic and cruel to others. But it's just the other side of the spectrum and just in just a in just too far on the other side of the spectrum, I guess you could say.
As you were saying that, I've thought about how people have come to me, especially business owners that I've talked to. Sometimes business owners have like still have like a full-time job and then they're running a business on the side as well. The phrase or term work-life balance comes up
Mm,
a lot.
mm,
Can you speak into what you found to be the best way to have that, if there is the balance
mm.
between work and life? Because we're taught, hey, you got to grind, you got to hustle, you got to really work hard if you want to grow your business. But sometimes that grind can be detrimental,
Mm.
and it can cause the business to actually not grow. So, can you speak into maybe what you found helpful in your business and with helping people to strike that balance?
Yeah, absolutely. It comes from knowing what to focus on. It comes from knowing what makes the difference, what moves the needle, what will actually cause growth. And what happens is when we don't know what is going to produce growth, either personally or in business, we try everything. And when we try everything, uh, there's just too many irons in the fire. We get scattered too many places, and we just our energy is limited. So what I found, and I recommend for most people, is whatever you're spending a lot of time on, just like cut it down by like the less time you spend on something, the more focused you'll be, and the more clear you'll be what is making a difference and what's not making a difference. So if you can cut your time by 10% or by 50% on whatever you're investing time into, it'll help you narrow in on, okay, what is actually important here? What is the actual high leverage, high impact activity that if I actually put more focus in, I would see better growth than trying to do absolutely everything all at once.
Yeah, you said something right there. I really hope the audience got that. I want to ask you to repeat that phrase if you can. You said something about spending less time. What was that phrase that you said?
Focusing on your high leverage and high impact activities. So
Yeah.
spending less time on everything and spending more time on what's actually going to make the difference and move the needle. In my life, every time I've applied this concept, less is more. The less
Mm,
time I spend on
mm,
anything,
yeah.
the more focused I get on what's important. This comes with my relationship with my wife, with my kids. I have a funny example. 2 days ago, my wife was spending all day trying to put our newborn to sleep. I said, "Hun, do less. Just move less, do less." Next
Yeah.
thing you know, he was out cold in 10 minutes. She's like, "Oh, I'm so mad. Like I was doing so
Yeah.
much." Like, yeah, sometimes less is absolutely more.
Yeah, it's so key. I work as a fitness coach as well, and I
Mm,
have clients that beat themselves up a lot. I'm not exercising enough. I'm
mm,
not dieting hard enough. And I'm just like, how about we actually let's be no diet over here. Let's actually be just enough exercise over
mm,
here to do just enough actually to get to where you want to go because even too much exercise, I love my word. It's not my word, but can be detrimental.
right, right.
Dieting too hard can be also detrimental as well. So thank you for saying that. That's really, really valuable for the audience here. Yeah. All right, then. So tell us more about what you do. We want to hear about what you do, how you help people, and then tell us where they can find you also.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are a business coach, fitness coach, relationship coach who's wanting to get more leads and get more high paying clients in 90 days, but don't want to spend money on ads, don't want to worry about sales funnels and don't want to do cold outreach, I have a process called strategic word of mouth. And the goal of that is to have a warm introduction email show up in your inbox every day with someone pre-sold, pre-qualified. Because in my experience, there's no better lead than someone saying, "Hey, you got to work with Jason. He's absolutely amazing." It's like, "Oh, easy peasy, no problem." But there's a really simple like four-step process to like actually make that happen and orchestrate that and grow a business based around that. It's basically what I've built my whole coaching practice around for myself, lead generation, and for what I teach my clients. And the best way to get started or to find out more about me is go to my website, effortlessgrowth.co. I give you what's called my irresistible appointment booking email. It's simple 25 words that gets people wanting and interested to be on a call with you to, be able to work together and generate leads in business. So you can go to that, or you can reach out to me on Facebook or my email address, jesse@effortlessgrowth.co.
Okay, that's amazing. What uh, phase of being in business mostly do you work with? People that are like beginners, people that have already like established like a client list, or what stage do you normally work with?
I have two sides of the coin. I have people just getting started and they don't want to spend ads, but they want to get their offer and things like that up and running. And they're just
Okay.
like, what can I do? So I work with the beginner. And then I work with the other side of the coin where they're already spending money on ads and things like that. And they're saying, okay, well, what else can I do to generate more leads and revenue without having to, spend more money on ads? So it's kind of two sides of the coin. So I got newbies and beginners just starting out, and I got people doing 6 and 7 figures. So
That's amazing. All right. Okay, Jesse, thank you so much for being a part of the interview series. I will put your links in the description for the audience. That way they can find you. For those that are in business, this is the guy that you want to go to if you want to save your time and your money as well.
appreciate
So
your time.
thank you everyone for joining. Hope everyone has a good day or evening wherever you are.